Hey everybody, it's D Machine here, and I was asked to make a macro and add-on video. So the first thing I want to start out with is add-ons. First thing I want to say is, with add-ons, a big mistake that most early PvPers make is that they get too many add-ons, thinking that they're going to have an edge on the other players. But in reality, they're kind of overwhelming their interface. So I really want to stress on getting few add-ons that are very useful. Now, the add-ons I use CLC Ret. It's a Ret rotation add-on. It lets me know when I have like 2 sets of 3 holy power, like with a proc, or if etc. It's just like an indicator. I use Error Monster because I spam the crap out of my stuff, and I don't like seeing the errors that much. I use Gladiator LOS SA. It is an alert, but it's a very useful tool, especially with cleave comps. Going cleave versus cleave when that warrior pops recklessness to switch to the warrior, it's very useful. Another thing you can do with Gladiator LOS SA is that you can change the voice files into whatever you want. For an example, I didn't like how it said DC for Death Coil. I wanted it to say Death Coil, so you can literally go in and you can record yourself, or in my case I recorded my girlfriend, and you can replace the voice file. I really like the add-on. It really does give you that broader perception of the game, so I would recommend it. Gladius is a well-known add-on. Everyone sort of uses Gladius. A lot of people don't like to use Gladius. They like to use just the regular whatever, but I can't control the scale of the default one, so I use Gladius. Tidy plates, because as a melee DPS it's very easy to just start face rolling and tunneling. So I like tidy plates a lot because it lets me see not only my teammates' health so I can off heal, but also the enemy's cast bar so I can rebuke easy. It's very nice. I can see like a mage casting a polymorph in the distance without even looking at my Gladius, and I would definitely recommend tidy plates too. So now to macros. My macros I use not only for Ret but for Holy, and I also use them to modify my interface a little bit. I'll show you what I mean by that. The first add-on, or the first macro I want to talk about, is called it's like a griffin removal. These stupid griffins here, I do not like them. And I wanted to get rid of them without having to get an entire add-on, so there's a macro for it. It's right here, and all I have to do is hit it once and the griffins go away. Another macros, plural, that I use is it's a macro to make it so the faces, the portraits, go away and they turn into class icons. And what I mean by that is I'm targeting this rogue right now, and I'll click icon 1, icon 2. Oh, just give it a second to load. There it is, and see, now it's a druid icon. I really like that. It keeps me focused. It helps me in arena to know what we're putting pressure on, etc. I already talked about my my macros when it comes to the modifier macros, changing my Razor Naga 1 through 3 to Control, Alt, and Shift. If you want to know more about how I did that, just request that video and I'll make a specific video on Razor Naga and the Control, Alt, and Shift macros. But what it does is it makes it so I can use an ability on something with the same button and on multiple targets. So if I'm targeting this priest and I want to repentance his arena 2 partner, I just need to figure out if he's arena 1, 2, or 3, and then hold down whatever number he is, and then hit the same button for repentance I would if I was just normally targeting the priest or repentance. If you get it done right, like if you master it, it will make the your time CCing dramatically drop, and make it so you can put more pressure down. And that's really your ultimate job, is the pressure. And that's all. And that's what the repentance is doing too. Is also putting pressure. It's making it so time goes by, so he is slowly losing on the healing. So that's in a 3v3 circumstance. Another macro, I use mouse over macros for Holy. It's probably not the best for PvP, for arenas anyway, but I usually heal battlegrounds and rated battlegrounds, so I use mouse over for holy. Mouse over hand of protection, mouse over sacrifice, word of glory, freedom, etc. If you want to know my burst macro, which is right here, you can go and watch my burst video, how to rep burst. In my burst macro, it's a cast sequence, goes through Zeoltry, Inquisition, my trinket, and then Avenging Wrath. I do not have my guardian there because the guardian's sort of broken, where it will usually attack the healer and break CC beside your own. So I usually don't have my guardian out unless we're killing the healer, or I really need to put out stupid amounts of pressure and no one has a CC, or just like a strangulate, something that can't be broken. So that's my burst macro, and that's really it. I also have another macro for the target and the turn evil, the gargoyle, the Death Knight gargoyle. This macro also works if you're just targeting a warlock's pet and there's no gargoyle out. So the reason why I have it this way is because if there's a gargoyle out, that's going to be the priority of what needs to be feared anyway in most circumstances. So if the gargoyle is out, I'll just hit this button and it'll fear the gargoyle and it won't even have to target him. If I'm just targeting a warlock's pet, it'll fear the pet. So that's pretty nice to have. Let's see. I also have this macro, which this macro increases my frames per second because my computer can go above 60 frames per second, so I wanted to increase the max frames per second. That's really all I have for macros and helpful PvP. I hope my video helped you. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Thanks. What are you waiting for?